Afternoon. It's been a while. Got a nice sunny day today though, for a change. A little bit windy, but I don't think we can complain. This is only the second ride for this year. But it is good to be back again on the bike. Just a bit sad that it's got to be a Monday because Paula can't join me, but that's one of the perils of being semi-retired. Me, that is, not Paula. So what we're going to do today, I thought we'd have a ride to Calke Abbey and have a look at where the new Peaky Blinders, the Immortal Man, hello mate, the Immortal Man was filmed, or part of it anyway. Looking forward to seeing that movie. I think it's out this Friday in cinemas, and a couple of weeks later, I think it's the 20th, on Netflix. So yeah, should be good. Really enjoyed all the series of that. So 2026 is going to be quite a landmark year for me, with a few things happening. I found out in November last year that the company I've worked for 26 years now will be going into liquidation in the summer. So after operating for almost 100 years, we can't really make it pay anymore, unfortunately, for various different reasons. The Chancellor's latest move to increase employers' national insurance contributions and the loss of a big customer pretty much was the final blow for us. So yeah, 26 years. And how long? 43 years in full-time employment without being out of work. I don't suppose that's too bad a record, really. So yeah, me along with everyone else at the company will be made redundant at various points during this year. It's a very sad time. We've already lost a couple of our people who have moved on to other jobs. It's just very sad. So I'm turning 60 in July this year, so there's another landmark. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do going forward. So yeah, I thought I'd come to Calke, because we've had quite a bit of flooding around here as well over the last few days with the heavy rain and everything. So there's a couple of roads that may still be impassable, so we're not going to take the risk. So yeah, back to what I was saying. What am I going to do? I haven't quite made my mind up whether I'm going to try and find something else, either part-time, voluntary or whatever, but I think it'll start with just having a few months off at the end of the year and see where things go. The other bit of news I've got, I've decided to buy a camper van. So no doubt there'll be more footage of my travels coming up. place that I bought the camper van from, which is Rolling Homes. The van's not due into them until the end of April, and then it takes about 4 weeks to convert, so it should be towards the end of May. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to this year, as well as a tinge with sadness. Made some good friends over the years at work. So I'm pretty sure we'll all still stay in touch. Nearly blew me off my bike, that did. It was a very strong gust. You've not got to look too far in the news these days to see that a lot of companies must have been adversely affected by minimum wage increases, national insurance, competition from foreign markets. Anybody who's buying anything from high street chain stores, a lot of people are now using companies like Temu and Shein, and in fact I think I read somewhere that China are importing somewhere close to £3 billion worth of small parcels every year with no customs duty. So there's no wonder people can't compete with that, UK businesses. Watch out, fella. Come on then. I think that was supposed to give way there, mate. We've got one very big positive coming this year as well as my 60th. We're going to be doing our first foreign motorcycle tour, as in a proper tour, riding from home rather than flying out somewhere and having a week. I've done Gran Canaria a couple of times, which is absolutely fantastic, I have to say. So me, Paula, Derek and Jill are going to do a tour of France, going down to the Alps. And then back across country. I've had a go at making a sort of a makeshift route. I've planned about 15 stages, I think it is, riding between 150 and 200 miles a day, which I think should be fairly comfortable. But we've all got to sit down together, Paul and myself, Jill and Derek, and decide exactly where we're going to visit. Be interested to know if anybody else watching's been the victim of a UK firm closure, and what their thoughts on the whole situation is. Out down here, it's usually quite rough, the tarmac. Nice line of gravel in the middle, look. God, I hope they've not put a top dressing down here. It just fills you with dread when you get those signs, 10 miles an hour loose chippings, doesn't it? I don't know why they can't just tarmac every road. I've done with it. The state of the roads around here are absolutely terrible as well, with potholes. So we're just coming into a village called Ticknell, which is just into Derbyshire from Leicestershire. See the Calke Abbey signs there. Lovely bit of the country this is. Definitely good for the soul, motorcycling. Particularly on a day like this. Paula and I actually came to a pub in Ticknor called The Wheel on our second date. She said she wasn't sure until then. To be honest, I don't think she's sure now. So here we are, Calke Abbey, the home of Tommy Shelby. I hope he doesn't blow this one up. Well, I assume it's the home of Tommy Shelby anyway. Because we've not seen the film yet. I do know that it is featured in the film. When I started the bike this morning, it said battery voltage critical. It started up alright, everything's working, and it says I think it's about 14.1 volts. Let's have a look. Yeah, 14.1. I don't think there's too much wrong. Hello there. It's here somewhere. Thank you. Have a good day. Just going to have a ride through the grounds. Not going to get out and go in the house. Been in there many times. It's a beautiful spot for a walk. All the contrails in the sky. See at least 6, 7. Really looking forward to the springtime. Hope we get a few more days like this. It's ideal for biking, to be honest. Something nice about sitting outside at a cafe when you're halfway through a ride when the weather's quite chilly but you've got your biking gear on and you're sitting in the sunshine. It's a bit like the first glimpse of summer, really. It's a bit of a knotty mess. We're just going to hang a right here. And head on back out, I think. Hairpin. Hopefully take the Furka Pass ones with a bit more commitment. So there we are, Tommy Shelby's house. It's quite a creepy building inside actually, because it's been left partially neglected. Basically as the former owners left it, apparently. I wonder if in the film they've just used the exterior of the building in the grounds, or whether they've used any of the interior rooms. I'd imagine the interiors are probably in the studio. Who knows? Shut up rambling, Pete. Looks as though it could do with a bit of attention, that thatch. Little tour around Derbyshire for you. Back into Leicestershire now. Scourge of all bike riders, gravel. Particularly if you hit it on a corner. Do you ever feel like you could do with having a seatbelt on when you got your bike on? Because you're used to being constrained in a car. Every now and again I get this fleeting thought, crap, I've not got my belt on. Wow, that's a gust and a half. When I first started riding, I used to hate that. You always think it's going to blow you off the bike. Well, when I first started riding again, should I say. After my the carefree days of my youth, when I first had a couple of bikes. I used to ride in the snow when I had those. It's good for taking off on, that is. Ooh. That's got to have been the most anticlimactic ooh I've ever heard. Now then, shall we go to the SuperBike Factory Cafe for a little bite to eat? I think we might. What time is it? Yeah, definitely lunchtime. Probably get there and it's closed. never mind. I'm out riding, the sun's out. Not a care in the world. I have to say, since I got this GS after the GSA, I found it inherently more easy to ride. Not that the GSA was difficult to ride, I think it was just a bit cumbersome. The width of the tank and everything like that. And I don't think really I'm going to miss the extra 10 litres of fuel capacity. It's just a cracking bike, this is. Any other 1300GS owners, feel free to send in your thoughts, what your experience has been. Tell you what, when you're out on the bike, it's like therapy. You can't afford to be thinking of anything else. This is a nice corner. I think there's a faux castle somewhere around here. There we go. Quite busy at Donnington Park, but there's a track down. Jesus Christ. I hope you've enjoyed the video today. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for watching if you've got this far. If you've not already done so, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe and like the video. And hopefully you can look forward to more in the near future. Where we're going to park? Right next to the bin.